portal and thinking about it. All right, well, welcome everybody to Reach and Read. My name is Katie and I work at the Sacramento Public Library, where books are just the beginning. We're so excited to offer this to you and to have local yoga instructor Kat Sun with us today, and we'll get to her in just a moment. But first, I wanted to mention a few things, especially if this is your first time joining us for Reach and Read. So, just some housekeeping stuff. So we are in a webinar format for this program. So all participant microphones and video have been disabled. So if you have a question or a comment, please feel free to use the Q&A button that you'll find at the bottom of your screen. You can feel free to share something there, and either myself or Kat will get back to you. If you're having any audio related issues, please exit the program and re-enter. We find that doing that will typically solve that issue. And if you need closed captioning at any point during the program, please click the live transcript button that you'll find at the bottom of your screen. You'll click that button, wait just a moment, and then you'll see that closed captioning pop up and you can follow along. All right, and this program is being recorded and will be shared to the virtual yoga playlist on our YouTube channel. And in case you haven't checked it out before, you can find our YouTube channel under Sacramento Public Library. And there's a whole backlog of tons of yoga programs there. So you'll see these ones added to it weekly. And make sure to stick around after the yoga demonstration for this week's question to help you take your friendships to the next level. I'm going to skip that for right now. And then I did want to share that the Sacramento Public Library is a Healthy People 2030 champion. So we are doing what we can to help the community lead healthier lives. And the CDC recommends that adults get 150 minutes of moderate intensity aerobic activity and 2 days of muscle strengthening activity per week. And getting or staying active can have great short-term and long-term benefits to your health. And you're about to get 45 minutes of movement, so you're on the right path. So kudos to all of you for being here. So more information is available at health.gov/moveyourway. And of course, we have tons of health resources available at the library. Like I mentioned, we have those past recordings of virtual yoga programs available on our YouTube channel. We offer virtual Zumba on Mondays at 5:30 and Zumba Gold on Wednesdays at 4, which is great for beginners and older adults to join. We're also going to be kicking off a journaling for mental health program later this month, and that'll carry every month throughout June. That's going to be 4 to 6 on January 26th, and we're going to offer it at some of the locations throughout Sacramento County and also virtually. So if you're into art journaling, mindfulness, things like that, that's a great one to join. And of course, you can always check out a book about the benefits of exercise, mindfulness, and yoga from the library collection. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and say thank you and turn things over to Kat. So Kat, take it away, and everyone, please enjoy.
Hello, good morning, everybody. Great to see you all. So as usual, I'm offering this from home, so please excuse any kind of peripheral noises from my dogs or neighbors or my father. Also, I'm got a little bit of a hoarse throat today, so please excuse that. And as always, we're going to want to have some props nearby. So usually I always like to have a blanket, a couple of blocks, and a strap. Today, also, if you have like a folding chair or some piece of furniture like that's stable, that's not going to move around, we might be using something like that just for a little strength building. And with that, let's go ahead and start in a comfortable seat. So whether you're seated up on a little blanket, or you can sit up on a block, or those of you who prefer, you can stay seated in a chair. But let's just go ahead and start in a comfortable seat. So once you find your seat, if you're comfortable, you can close your eyes, otherwise soften your gaze a little bit. Just take a nice big breath in, nice breath out. Again, a couple of cycles, just nice, full, deep breaths in, big clearing breaths out. Really allowing yourself to arrive into this practice together this morning. If you like, you can open your mouth a little to wiggle out your jaw, stretch out your tongue, soften the face. And then as you gently close the lips, you can bring the tip of the tongue up to the top of the palate if that's comfortable for you. But if it creates strain, then don't worry about it. Now as you inhale, rock to the front of your sit bones and ground those sit bones down into your seat. As you ground down through the sit bones, feel this ability to lengthen up, reaching up through the spine, and imagine the crown of the head reaching up into the heavens. Shrug your shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Again, a couple more big shoulder circles, nice and slow. Just feel the movement through the shoulders. And the next time your shoulders go back and down, let's keep those shoulder blades sliding down the back body, the hands resting on the thighs. It can be palm up or palm down. As you ground down again, lengthen up through the spine. Feel the shoulder blades descend as the belly gently hugs in and up. The collarbones broaden in the front, the heart is buoyant. And then imagine like you're telescoping the back of the neck, back of the skull up towards the sky. The chin drops ever so slightly. Just take a beat here now and see yourself in your mind's eye, grounded into the earth. You might even visualize the tip of the tailbone, a beam of red light into the center of the earth. Grounded into earth, nice and tall through the spine, crown of the head reaching up into the sky, beam of white light from the crown of the head into the center of the galaxy. Maybe you like to orient yourself to the North Star. Visualize now from the pelvic floor to the crown of the head a beam of blue-green light. And with each breath in, see your light grow brighter. With each breath out, see that light pulse and emanate, filling out your whole field, nourishing the whole body, every cell of the body, your whole auric field. Visualize now that beam of blue-green light going into the center of the earth and beyond, and going up into the center of the galaxy and beyond. It's an infinite beam of light. Breathe into this beam of light that is you. See your power, see your strength, see your luminosity, your brilliance. With your eyes still closed, you can take your arms out to the side, then all the way up overhead, palms touching at the top. As you exhale, pull those hands down in front of the heart. Slide them down right in front of the heart center. Let the thumbs gently press against the sternum. Keep the shoulder blades down the back body. Take a beat now to connect in with your heart center. If you like to offer a dedication or set an intention, or just take a beat to tune into the heart center, into this wisdom center right here. And then when you're ready, gently bow your head to the heart. You can blink open the eyes, release the hands. From here, again, inhale, sweep our arms out and up overhead. As we exhale, let's spin to the right. So right hand comes down behind you, left hand in front. We're going to pulse a few times. So inhale, bring it back up. And exhale, spin to the left. So now left hand behind you, right hand in front. Again, inhale up. Exhale back to the right. Inhale up through center. And exhale, spin it to the left. One more time, each side. This time, inhale up. As you exhale, you spin to the right. Right hand behind you, left hand in front of you. Take a moment to ground down and lengthen up again on that inhale. And as you exhale, now really spinning the navel back, then the diaphragm, the chest, the neck, the head, the gaze. Looking back behind you over that right shoulder. Take a breath here. Stay nice and tall through the spine. With your next exhale, go ahead and shift your gaze forward. Look over your front left shoulder. Breathe into the right side of your neck, your right chest. Take another big breath in. And as you exhale, we're going to unwind. Inhale, arms out and up again. And exhale, spin to the left. So left hand behind you, right hand in front. You can reach for that opposite knee if you like. First inhale is to ground and lengthen. Get nice and tall. And then it's with the exhale that we start to twist the navel back, then the diaphragm, the chest, the lungs, the neck, the head, the gaze. Take a couple rounds of breath here on this side. Stay rooted and tall. Take another big breath in. And again, it's with the exhale, we spin the head, the gaze forward. Look over your front right shoulder. Breathe into the left side of your neck, left side of the chest. Good. Take another breath in. And again, as we exhale, let's unwind. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up again. This time, bring your left fingertips down, right arm stays lifted. And we're gonna go ahead, stay rooted through the right sit bone as you reach up with the right arm, but then shrug your right shoulder blade down. And we're gonna exhale and tip it to the left. Staying rooted through the right sit bone as you reach the right hand for the left side. Inhale, bring it up through center. Keep your left hand lifted, right arm comes down. Again, ground down through the left sit bone, reaching up with the left hand, but then shrug the left shoulder blade down the back. Stay grounded as you exhale and tip it to the right. Reaching that left hand for the right while staying fully rooted in that left sit bone. Bring the whole thing back up. Inhaling both hands up. Again, exhale, left fingertips down. This time, walk your fingertips away from you on the floor, or if you're seated on a chair, then just point the fingertips down and away from you. We're gonna bend the right elbow and bring the right hand to the left side of the head and gently tilt the head to the right. So just breathing into the left side of your neck, down into the left arm. Feel that energy all the way down into the fingertips, down into the earth. Breathing here. Good. And then we're going to release that. Bring that right hand now to the right side of your face. And use your hand to help your head up. Let's take a big shoulder circle here. All right. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up again. Keep that left arm lifted, bringing your right fingertips down. Again, walk your fingertips away from you on the floor or just point it away. And bending your left elbow, gently tilt your head to the left as you stretch out into that right side of the neck, down into the right arm. And when you're ready, again, keep everything the same. Just take the hand off the head, bring that left hand to the left side of your face, and help your head up. And again, let's do a big shoulder circle. Okay, from here, we're gonna plant our hands behind us, plant your feet on the floor with your knees bent, and windshield wiper your knees a little side to side. And then let's come back into our cross-legged position if we're on the floor with the other leg in front. Hands on your thighs. Let's just circle our chest over our sit bones. So just making some circles. Making sure you're breathing, so find a breath pattern that works for you. Maybe it's inhaling as you circle forward, exhaling as you circle back. Just make sure you're breathing and you find a breath pattern that works for you here. You can make those circles as small or as big as you like. And then when you're ready, let's circle it the other way. Good. And then we'll bring the whole thing to neutral. From here, we're gonna rock to the front of the sit bones, gliding the heart forward, maybe slightly gazing up, and then exhaling, rounding back. Think about curling your tailbone forward, chin to chest, inflating the kidneys back. As you inhale, you're expanding that front body. As you exhale, expanding the back body. As you inhale forward and you expand the front body, feel the back body slightly contracting. And as you exhale, rounding back, feel the front body slightly contracting. So oscillating now into the seated cat-cow. And then we're gonna add the arms. So next time you inhale forward, open your arms wide. And as you exhale, give yourself that big bear hug in. Curl it in. Inhale again, shine your brilliant heart forward. And as you exhale, other arm on top as you exhale it in. So just flapping open and close those heart wings. Just feel that big heart opening, flapping open and close. Okay. One more cycle. The next time you inhale open, exhaling, get your right arm on top. So let's see, right arm on top. Right arm on top, and just hug yourself here. Now come into a straight spine. So nice and tall through the spine here now, and walk your fingertips back like you want to grab the inner edges of your shoulder blades if you can. Maybe, maybe not. And then you're going to take your bottom hand, so left hand for most of us, if you've got the right arm on top, you're going to take that left hand and start to slide it along the outside of that right upper arm. Shrug your shoulder blades down the back here. And then you're going to straighten your right arm, the top arm, straighten it out, and use your bottom left arm to start to slide that upper right arm across your chest. But keep facing straight forward so that your body doesn't turn. You're just trying to get, and you can even hook the bottom arm if that works for you as a hook. And you're trying to just get that upper right arm going across your chest. Breathe into, maybe you get a stretch through the outer right upper arm or the space between the shoulder blade and the spine. And then as you exhale, maybe you can turn your head gently to the right. And we're gonna release. Let's take a big shoulder circle. And again, inhale, open your heart. As you exhale, the left arm on top, or just the opposite arm. So whatever arm you did last time, other arm on top. Walk your fingertips back and grab the inner shoulder blades if you can. Again, shrug your shoulder blades down the back here. And start to slide that bottom hand over the upper arm of the top arm. And you straighten the upper arm. So here I'm demoing the left arm on top. So right arm is sliding my left upper arm across my chest, shoulder blades down the back, and again, you can use your bottom arm like a hook, using the elbow to hook that arm as you slide it across, and then turn your head to look over your left shoulder if it's the left arm on top. Good, and then again, let's go ahead and release, shrug your shoulders. One more time, plant your hands behind you, feet on the floor, and let's windshield wiper those knees side to side. Okay, and then today we're gonna come on up to standing position. So let's come on up to standing. If you have the blanket on your mat, you can move it out of the way. And then for those of you, so I'm gonna show, you don't have to use a chair, but I'm gonna show the option of a chair. If you don't, I know a lot of people may not have folding chairs or yoga chairs at home. So any kind of furniture will do. And again, you don't have to use this. It's just an option for those who would rather not bring it all the way to the floor. So I'm going to demo with it. It can also have blocks and such. But let's just start by coming to a comfortable standing position. So just find your feet directly underneath you. You can have your feet hip width apart, or you can even bring the big toes together and the inner heels slightly apart. Take a moment to look down at your feet. These are the foundation in standing poses. The feet is our connection into the earth. So always important to really connect in with our foundation. So look at your feet and make sure they're not all like asymmetrical and in weird positions. So get them right underneath you and check it out. Make sure the outer edges of the feet are more or less parallel, or another way you do it is the index toe to the center of the heel are more or less parallel. And just see how that feels. You know, if your body's been in a pattern of being asymmetrical for a long time, it might feel really weird to come into this position. So just take a moment and notice, see how that feels in your body. And then let's take a beat to ground the ball of our big toes into the floor. So really bring your awareness into the ball of the big toes and ground that point down. Keep it grounded, and now ground the inner heel. Keep those two inner points grounded and ground the ball of your pinky toe. And finally, your outer heel. So feel the four corners of each foot really rooted into the earth. Maintain that, and then can you just bring your awareness to your inner arches, and like you want to lift the inner arches up. You want to lift your inner ankles up. You want to lift your inner knees up. And as you bring your awareness to your inner thighs, roll them back. As you roll your inner thighs back, you feel it broadening through the sacrum. Into that space now, pin that tailbone straight down into the center of the earth again. Maintaining all of that. I know it's a lot of instruction, just take what works and leave the rest behind. Maintaining all of that, think about like you want to push your inner thighs out into your outer thighs, but you want to hug your outer shins in towards your inner shins. Okay, so all of that, maintaining that power, that's like a dynamic neutral in the legs. We're going to shrug our shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Shoulder blades slide down the back body. You can spin your palms forward if you like. Again, grounding down, lengthen up through the spine, telescope the back of the neck and back of the skull up. And then just take a beat here. Feel yourself powerful like a mountain. So this pose is called Tadasana, mountain pose. So feel yourself strong as a mountain, really rooted into the earth and lifting so high you're reaching for the heavens. You can even, if you feel steady, you can close your eyes. Otherwise, just soften your gaze. And now again, imagine the tip of the tailbone, beam of red light into the center of the earth. Crown of the head, beam of white light up into the center of the galaxy. See that blue-green beam of light from pelvic floor to crown of the head. Take a few breaths. See your light growing brighter and stronger, more luminous. And again, see that light now shining all the way into the center of the earth and beyond. And from the top crown of the head, it shines up into the center of the galaxy and beyond. And see yourself as this infinite beam of light. Breathe into that. Your eyes are closed. Gently blink open your eyes. From here, let's take our arms out to the sides. Inhaling, sweep your arms out and up. Palms touch at the top. As we exhale, we're going to bend the knees. Bring your hands to your thighs. Send your booty back. So, and then inhale, just lengthen the front of the spine. As you exhale, you can forward fold over your thighs. Again, halfway lift, lengthen the spine nice and long. Exhaling, fold. One more time, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Grounding down, inhaling, we rise all the way up. And exhale, hands down to the heart. So I didn't demo it with the chair. So those of you who do have a piece of furniture you want to use, we'll do that again. You can use a piece of furniture if you like. So again, finding your Tadasana. As we inhale, sweep our arms out and up. As we exhale, you can either bring your hands back to your thighs or to your shins, or you can bring it onto this chair or some piece of furniture. Lift your spine nice and long through the front body, and then exhaling, you can fold, right? So having a piece of furniture just gives you a little more stability maybe. So you can also keep your knees bent as you need. So let's inhale again, halfway lift. Exhaling, fold. Last time, inhale, halfway lift again. Exhale, fold. Grounding down, inhaling all the way up. Palms touch at the top. And this time, exhale, bring your hands down to your heart. Release. So we're gonna now move through some half salutations. So again, you can use a chair if you need, or you don't need to. Find your Tadasana. As we inhale, sweep our arms out and up. As you exhale, swan dive. Hands to your thighs, your shins, or your chair. Halfway lift. Inhale, elongate the front of the spine. As you exhale, forward fold. Grounding down, bring it all the way up to the top. Inhaling, palms touch at the top. And as we exhale, swan dive right through again. Exhaling, swan diving through. Halfway lift as you inhale. Fold as you exhale. Ground down, inhale, rise, 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 all the way up to the top. And one more time, exhaling, dive. Nice and slow, like you're moving through water. Halfway lift as you inhale, shoulder blades move away from the ears. Elongate the front of the spine. Exhaling, fold, hinging from the hip crease. Rooting into the floor, pressing down to rise all the way to the top on that inhale. And this time, exhale, hands to the heart. Just take a beat. Feel that energy already coursing through. It doesn't take much. Okay, from here, let's inhale, sweep your arms out and up. And now open to the right. Both palms are gonna face the right, thumbs are pointing up to the ceiling. And look back at your right thumb. Take a breath. As you exhale, just shift your gaze, look forward at your left thumb. Let's inhale, take both arms up through center. Exhale, spin open to the left. So again, shoulder blades down the back body, palms facing the left, thumbs pointing up. Shift back and look back at that left thumb. Take a breath. And again, it's with your next exhale that you shift your gaze forward, looking at the front right thumb. Inhale, bring the whole thing up. This time, take your right wrist in your left hand. Ground down through your right foot as you lengthen up through the right arm. Inhale. Stay rooted on that right side. And exhale, we're going to tip it to the left. Inhale up through center. Switch sides. And exhale, tip it to the right. Inhale up. And exhale, release. Big shoulder circles. Okay. So now we're going to do some salutations, and this is where I'm going to show you with the chair or without. And if it's not appropriate for you, then you are going to skip the parts where it's not appropriate, okay? So let me first maybe demo it with the chair, then I'll demo it without the chair, and also I'll give you options at the wall. So this is just the full sun salutation with the chair. So I'm standing in front of the chair in Tadasana. I'm going to inhale as I sweep my arms out and up. Exhaling, swan dive. Bring my hands onto the chair. I hold the outer edges of the chair and I walk my feet back to come into a plank pose. So see here, my hip is dropped, so my torso and my thighs are one line. And then you hug everything up except the tailbone down. So hug your inner thighs up towards the ceiling. Your navel hugs up to the spine. Your sternum hugs up into your shoulders, but the tailbone moves down towards the floor. Keep your elbows hugging in. And then you can shrug your shoulders and bring your heart through as you dip your hips down. And then from here, from your navel, you take it back into a downward dog using the chair. And you let your head hang between the arms. So that's with the chair. I'm going to now demo it without the chair for those of you who don't want to use the chair. And then also give options at the wall, okay? So if you're not using a chair, then you're going to inhale. So again, start into Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Exhale, swan dive. Halfway lift as you inhale. Fold as you exhale. You're going to plant your feet your hands onto the floor, and either you walk your hands forward or your feet back, depending on where you are on your mat, and you come into plank. You can also come onto your knees, right, for a half plank. So that might be a good place to start for the first one. On your knees, and then you keep your elbows hugging in. Again, everything, the inner thighs are rolling up, the belly's hugging up, the sternum's lifting, but the tailbone's moving down. Keep your elbows hugging in as you lower all the way down. And then you can come all the way flat onto the belly. And then you come into a little mini cobra. Press the hands onto the floor next to the heart. Shoulder blades down the back body. Lift. And then from here, it's a good transition to lift up and back into child's pose. And from child's pose, you can come back onto hands and knees, curl your toes under, and come into downward dog. If downward dog's not appropriate, you can take rest in child's pose instead. Okay? And finally, for those who don't want to work on the floor and don't have a chair, you want to work at a wall, you can work at the wall. It's a little bit different. So you can still do your inhale up, exhale down, halfway lift, fold, and then bring your hands to the wall. And here you can start to lean into the wall and then press back into a downward dog. Okay? So those are some different options. So we're going to just do 3 cycles of those. You're going to choose what's appropriate for you. Since I can't see you, you really need to be mindful to listen to what's right for your body here. And if some part of that doesn't work, then just please skip it. Okay. So I'm going to demo it without the chair, but hopefully you remember how to use it with the chair. So finding Tadasana again. So feet parallel, grounding your 4 corners of the feet, lifting those inner arches, broadening the inner thighs, hugging the outer shins in, all of that good stuff. Lengthen the tailbone down, shrug your shoulder blades down the back body, and lengthen tall through the spine. Grounding down, inhale, sweep your arms out and up. And as you exhale, swan dive. So hands onto your thighs or your shins. Lift that heart up halfway or the chair. Exhaling, fold. And then planting your hands down either onto the floor or your chair or the wall. You can step your feet back, coming into plank pose. So again, remember plank pose, you can either have the knees lifted or you can have the knees down. Take a beat, just hover in plank. Feel the strength of your arms, feel the strength of your core. Really feel it engage. Keep those elbows hugging in, and then slowly as you're ready, exhaling, coming all the way down if you're on the floor. If you're not on the floor, you're just gonna go ahead and shrug your shoulder blades down the back and let your hips dip towards the chair if you're using the chair. And then for those of us on the floor, we're gonna press the top of the toenails into the floor, pubic bone down, shrug your shoulder blades down the back body into mini cobra. And then if you're using the chair, you can press it straight back into downward dog with the chair. If you're on the floor, you might like to transition through child's pose. And then if you're coming through child's pose, you come back onto hands and knees. You curl your toes under, and you lift up and back into downward dog. And then take a breath. With our next inhale, we're going to look up between the hands, whether you're using the chair or the floor. Look up between your hands, and bottom of the exhale, walk your feet up. Halfway lift again, inhale. Exhaling, we fold. Pressing down, inhale, rise all the way up. Palms touch at the top. Exhaling, hands down in front of the heart center. And release. We'll do that a couple more times. So grounding down, inhale, sweep out and up as we inhale. Exhaling, let's dive. Halfway lift as you inhale. Fold as you exhale. Plant those hands either on the chair or the floor or the wall. Step your feet back. Find your plank. Hover for a beat. Again, really engage the core. Feel your navel hugging up. Elbows hugging in. For those using on the floor, you're going to exhale. You can either lower all the way down, or those of you who have the strength, you can hover in chaturanga, which is the upper arms are parallel to the floor. And then in which case you curl over the tops of the toes. You let your hips dip to come into upward dog. Otherwise, you just do like we did earlier. You come all the way to the floor and you come into your mini cobra. Or if you're on the chair, you let your hips dip towards the chair as you bring your heart through between the arms. And then if you have it, you can exhale straight back into downward dog. Or you might want to transition again through child's pose to downward dog. And just take a beat, take a breath in your downward dog. In downward dog, if your hands are on the floor, ground the ball of your index finger and thumb. And then can you slide your shoulder blades down the back body still? Let's look up between the hands on the inhale, bend your knees. And as you exhale, walk your feet up. Halfway lift as you inhale. And again, fold as you exhale. Root down to rise. Inhale, sweep out and up. Palms touch at the top. And exhaling, hands to the heart. Last one. Release your hands down by the sides. Inhaling, sweep them out and up. As we exhale, let's swan dive again. Halfway lift as we inhale. Lengthen the front body. Shoulder blades slide away from the ears. Exhaling, fold. Plant those hands. Step the feet back. Come into your version of your plank. Hover for a beat in plank. Make sure your hips are dropping and they're not sticking up. Hug those elbows in and slowly lower. As you inhale, come into your back bend, whether it's a mini cobra, an upward dog, or upward dog at the chair. And then sliding back into your downward dog, maybe transitioning through child's pose first if you like. Again, in downward dog, ground the ball of the index finger and thumb. And then think about rolling your forearms in towards each other, but your upper arms are rolling out away from each other. So broaden the space between the shoulders and the neck. And one more breath in here. Nice big breath in and out. With your next inhale, look up between the hands. Again, bend the knees. And bottom of the exhale, top of the, walk your feet up towards your hands. Lift the heart up halfway, inhale. Fold as you exhale. Ground down, inhale, sweep it out and up, all the way to the top. Palms together, exhaling, hands down in front of the heart. And just take a beat. Feel that energy coursing through. Notice how it doesn't take much to get the energy to move. And then release your hands. Okay, I hope that was invigorating for all of you and you can feel your own power and strength. From here, let's go ahead and open our feet a little bit wider. And we're going to just do our little 8 tap. So start to switch your waist side to side. We're turning at the waist. Keep your knees a little micro bent, so no lock knees. Have a little give in the knees, a little bend, a little springiness. And then start to let your hands tap the front and the back body. So this is the basic. If you get lost, you just come back here, sway, turn your waist, let your hands, front hand taps like your belly, back hand taps your sacrum, right? So this is just the basic thing and you breathe. But if you're able to add the arms, the 8 different arm movements, then come along with me. So front arm now, first position is pounding the chest. Back hand just taps the back body. This is 1. 2 is open palm over the shoulders. 3 is open palm at the upper arm. 4 is open palm, karate chop. So knife edge of the hand is tapping the hip joint. 5 is still karate chop above the knee joint. So not on the knees, but above the knees. 6 is same thing, but pull it up to your waist. 7 is the tricky one, so don't worry if you get lost on 7. 7, front arm just wraps the body at the front, but backhand now reaches forward, up, and it pats its own shoulder. So a lot of times people go cross and pat the other shoulder. No, you pat its own shoulder if you can. And then again, that arm wraps, and the other hand reaches forward, up, pats its own shoulder. Wrap, forward, up, pat its own shoulder. Wrap, forward, up, pat its own shoulder, okay? And then 8, you just pat your belly. So now we're gonna do each one to the count of 8. We do the whole sequence twice. So let's begin at the chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Open palms at the shoulders. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Upper arms. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Hip joint. Karate chop. Palms facing up. Knife edge of the hand. 5, 6, 7, 8. Karate chop above the knees. So you really got to bend into it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring it up to the waist. Remember to twist at the waist too. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 7. Wrap the front arm. Backhand reaches forward, up. Pat its own shoulder. Wrap the front arm. Backhand reaches forward, up. Pat. Wrap. Forward, up. Pat. Wrap. Forward, up. Pat. 5, 6, 7, 8. Belly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Back to the top. Chest. 2, 3. Remember to turn your waist. 6, 7, 8. Over your shoulders. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Upper arms. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh God, I'm like spacing out. Okay, upper arms. What's next? I'm totally drawing. Oh yeah, waist or hip. Sorry, karate chop your hip. Sorry about that. 5, 6, 7, 8. Karate chop above the knees. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Karate chop at the waist. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, front body wraps. Backhand reaches forward, up, pat its own shoulder. Wrap, forward, up, pat its own shoulder. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And belly. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Wind it down. And we're going to walk in place. So just lifting one leg and the opposite arm, just the way you normally would when you walk. Okay, now let's shake it out. Okay, from here, let's go ahead. We're going to stretch out our feet and our ankles a little bit. So again, if you have a chair, a piece of furniture, or even a wall, you can use it for some stability. So if you feel a little like your stability is challenged when you come onto one foot, then good to use a piece of furniture to make sure you feel stable. If you're nice and steady in the middle of the room, you can bring your hands to your hips. We're going to ground the 4 corners of that right foot, and we're going to stretch our left foot back now, toenails down. So, toenails down, if you can. So try to get the toenails down if you can, and stretch out the top line of that back foot. And then we're going to circle that ankle. And circle it the other way. And then again, point it back. Stretch it out. Feel the stretch across the top of the foot, top of the ankle. Maybe you can feel it all the way into this top hip flexor area. Okay, oops, I'm tilting. Okay, and then from there, let's go ahead and curl the toes under. So now we're stretching out the sole of the foot. So toes are curled under, ball of the foot is grounded, and the heel is lifted. And you're getting a stretch through the sole of the foot. And then you're going to ground the heel of the foot so you stretch out the back line. So we're stretching out the Achilles tendon now, maybe the back of the knee. Some people, you might even have to bend that back knee to get more of a stretch if you're hypermobile. Okay, and then again, lift the heel, stretch out the sole of the foot, ball of the foot is grounded. And one more time, ground the heel down. Last time, lift the heel, stretch out the sole, curl over the tops of the toes again, stretch out the front line, and again, circle that ankle behind you. And circle it the other way. And then you're going to step it up and shake out your standing leg, shake out both legs a little, wag your tail, wag your head. Okay, second side. So now finding the four corners of the standing left foot, little micro bend in the knee, and step your right foot back, toenails down. So grounding the toenails down if you can, stretch out the top line of that foot. And then circle that ankle. And circle it the other way. Good, and then stretch it back again. From here, let's curl over the tops of the toes. So ball of the foot's grounded, heel is lifted. Get a stretch through the sole of the foot. And then ground the heel, stretch out the back line. Again, lift the heel, stretch out the sole. And ground the heel, stretch out the back line. Lift the heel, stretch out the sole of the foot, last time. Curl over the tops of the toes one more time. Stretch out the top line, circle the ankle. And circle it the other way. Stretch out the top line last time. And step the foot up. And shake it out. Okay, feet nicely planted directly underneath you. We're gonna bend our knees and bring our hands onto our thighs. Sit back into an imaginary chair a little bit. Feel your navel hugging in and up. And now imagine you've got a crayon at the tip of your tailbone, and you're gonna draw some circles with that crayon on the wall. Like maybe you did when you were a kid. Every kid wants to do that. Maybe it's a big fat marker, whatever it is. Imagine you're drawing some circles on the wall with your tailbone, and circle it the other way. Okay, and then bring it up. From here, let's just circle our hips out a little bit. So have your feet a little bit wider apart, hands on the hips. Bring your hips forward and rock them back. And again, forward and back. Forward and back. Neutral. Send it to the right and over to the left. And imagine this movement's coming from the sacrum. So right to left, left to right. Rocking side to side. And back to neutral. And if you're like, what's the sacrum? Sacrum's this triangle bone right above your butt crease at the base of the spine. So just imagine the movements coming from that area. So now let's bring the hips forward. We're gonna take it to the right, send it back, and over to the left. Forward, right, back, and left. Forward, right, back, and left. Go ahead, circle it out. Big circle through the hips, moving from the sacral area. And then bring it back to neutral. Bring it forward, left, back, and right. Forward, left, back, and right. Go ahead and circle it out. Sorry, I don't know, something's going on outside. Okay, and again, bring it back to neutral. Good, and shake it out. From here, feet nice and firmly planted underneath us. Let's bring our arms up to cactus arms. You can make fists if you like. So we're gonna do cat-cow, standing now. So as you inhale, open your elbows wide, arch your back, look up slightly, up into the corner between the ceiling and that wall in front of you. And as you exhale, you're gonna round, curl your tailbone forward, inflate your kidneys back, and chin to chest as you hug your forearms together. Inhale, press those elbows back as you shine your heart forward. And exhale, rounding, curling in on yourself. So the spinal undulation, getting movement through the spine. Imagine you're getting movement between each vertebrae of the spine. You're helping the cerebral spinal fluid to pump through the spine as you move through this movement. Feel yourself rooted into earth. If it's not appropriate to do the standing, of course you can do the seated again. And then slowly start to make the movements a little bit smaller. And then come to neutral. Okay, from here, let's just take a big shoulder circle. Circling your shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Couple more. And let's bring the arms forward. Palms face each other, feet are hip width, just nice comfortable stance. We're gonna take that right arm up as we inhale and open it all the way back, palms facing the right. As you exhale, sweep that hand down and forward. Inhale, left arm reaches up and back, palms facing the left, thumbs pointing up. Exhale, sweep it down and forward. So alternating now. Inhale, right arm back. Exhale, sweep it forward. Inhale, left arm up and back. Exhale, down and forward. So alternating arms. One more set. Good. Next time, both arms are forward. Let's go ahead and bend the elbows, hands on our shoulders. And now point your elbows out. You're going to keep your elbows 180 degrees from each other like this. So now we're going to continue that swimming action, but with the elbows. So take that right elbow, start to slide it down and forward. The other elbow goes in the opposite direction, then circle it up and back. So kind of like, you're swimming back strokes, except you're doing it with your elbows. The other elbow is just 180 degrees from it. Good. And then if you want to swim forward with your elbows. All right, and then let's shake it out. Last but not least, standing nice and tall, feet are still hip width, nice comfortable stance, a little micro bend in those knees. Let's go ahead and bring our chin towards our chest and rock your head over to the right. And again, back through center, chin to chest, and roll your left ear to your left shoulder. Back through center, inhaling. And over to the right, and through center, and over to the left. Back through center, and lift your head straight up. One last big shoulder circle. Good. And then take your arms out and up. Inhale, palms touch at the top. And as you exhale, slide your hands down in front of your heart. And take a beat. Feel your heart center again. Feel the power of your body. Feel the luminosity of your light. Okay. Okay, and I'm going to turn it back to Katie now. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Kat, for another wonderful session. That was great. Thank you. All right, everyone. Well, did you know that having strong friendships is beneficial to your health? Having friends can lower your stress and decrease your risk of heart issues. This series of Reach and Read is focused on self-love, compassion, and openness to help grow your skills to be a better friend. We're using the book Share Your Stuff, I'll Go First, 10 Questions to Take Your Friendships to the Next Level by Laura Tremaine as a guide. And the next question posed in the book is, what are you afraid of? So we all have fears: spiders, heights, failure, public speaking. It really varies. And although we all have a fear of something, talking about fears makes us feel vulnerable and may even make us feel more afraid. Most of us have no desire to dive into our biggest fears. So I ask this because sharing our fears brings it into the light. We may learn that we're all afraid of the same thing and that we're not alone in our fears. And when we give the monster a name, we reclaim some of the power for ourselves. Laura says, when you acknowledge that you fear something, the effort of pushing that thing down is removed, and you can now feel how much energy you were giving to trying not to be afraid of it in the first place. Though this may not translate to all of the things we fear, it does work for the really scary stuff that goes through our minds and keeps us up at night. Sharing those things in the right way and with the right person can make you feel better and make those things feel not so big. So, what are you afraid of? Share Your Stuff, I'll Go First is available on audio, ebook, and physical formats in the library collection right now, so you can check it out for yourself. And thank you again for joining us for Reach and Read, and a big thank you to Kat. We are going to take a break next week, so we will be back on Thursday, February 2nd at 10 a.m., so we hope to see you then. So to find a library location near you, sign up for a library card, or to learn about upcoming programs for all ages, just go to www.saclibrary.org. So for Kat, myself, and the Sacramento Public Library, thank you so much and be well. Bye.